to the show.
Podcast.
The podcast. That's the one.
So today, we're all putting our tinfoil hats.
We should get tinfoil hats.
Nope. We're all putting our tinfoil hats on, and we're talking a little bit about conspiracy theories. Some people have claimed our YouTube channels are about conspiracy theories. This is proving them wrong, because it's a special. It's our yearly conspiracy theory special. We don't talk conspiracy theories that often, unlike people think. Because religion is not a conspiracy theory.
No.
Now, moving on.
It's not.
So, our first theory is, are conspiracy theories even real, or are they all just conspiracies? Are they covered up by the government?
Regarding aliens, like Area 51 is 100% just like a military, like, research type area. There definitely aren't actually aliens there. There probably aren't actually aliens there.
Interesting.
What?
Do you think, have you ever thought, we have the public Area 51 that everyone knows about, but do you think there's a real Area 51 that actually has what people think's there?
Aliens?
That no one actually knows about?
Yeah.
It's
you think
possible.
they cover it up better.
Yeah. Because they definitely move it.
It might be like
because
really
they still
far
keep
away.
it looking all like, oh, look at the mystery here.
Yeah.
They probably have a real area somewhere.
If the government
Area
wanted
52.
to hide alien technology, no one would know where it was.
Yeah.
And if they did, they would probably get killed.
They've killed people for going into Area 51, though.
Yeah.
Multiple
Because that's
people.
trespassing on government property.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Something like that.
it's not really a cover-up, it's just defense.
But it leads to the theory, Bobby.
Yeah, well, there's military
If
stuff
it was
in
just
there.
military technology, they wouldn't kill us trespassing. It must
Probably
be
just a
aliens.
regular military base at
Yeah.
this point. What about you, Bobby?
I think there are certainly some that have to be true because there's so many, and so many of them have certain evidence that seems to be correct if you look at it in a certain way, and they can't all be wrong. So I think there's got to be some. That being said, I don't think it's a high rate of them that are true, but they're interesting to look into and think about.
Yes. I personally think the only one the government could maybe possibly could cover up is aliens. But I think the chance that there are actually aliens or were aliens here is
The
minuscule.
History Channel presents it in a very appealing way.
Oh my gosh. There's no way. No way there are actually aliens here.
Yeah, I know.
If anything, it would be something that we just don't know about that's already here that didn't come from here. That went extinct, like the dinosaurs.
I mean, if the aliens were so advanced, how'd they crash here?
How'd they get captured by us?
Yeah. Well, they would probably be dead, right? Like, they crashed their flying saucer and they died and...
They could survive a crash.
Not necessarily.
No, apparently not. Depends on what kind of
Maybe.
saucer it is.
Yeah, depends on what its
Covering up by the
saucer
government.
properties are. Yeah, for sure. What I meant.
Definitely. So, what are some of your favorite theories, Bobby? Like, what's your favorite one you want to talk about first?
The Holy Grail.
Ooh.
What about it?
Well, nobody knows really where it is. People are looking for it. Some people say that it makes you immortal if you drink out of it.
Are you actively looking for it?
No, but if I stumbled on it, I'd pick it up.
How would you
tell people
know?
you found it?
I would know. You know how they figured out what the true cross was? There was like a dude or a lady who was dying, and they like touched the cross to her, and she got healed. So I'll bring you with,
The problem.
and I'll shoot you.
So
and I'll give you some of the
the
drink.
problem
and
with
if
the
it works,
Holy
it
Grail
works.
is it's just a cup. So it would be like if you find a cross,
There's still holy relics.
that's less.
Every cup we find,
You'll have to get some new friends.
Yeah, you're gonna get arrested pretty
I'll
quickly.
shoot you in the foot.
There you go.
You'll still need new friends.
I'll totally come along with you the second time you say, "Hey, you want to come over here?"
I think I found the Holy Grail.
Well, you could shoot me that time, all right?
Yeah.
Oh, alternating.
Alternate it, yeah.
Take turns.
That's a good idea. So a point with the Holy Grail, I think, is interesting. Is it's Jesus/God, Jesus's cup, and the idea is you drink from it and you get immortal life.
Chalice.
If you have immortal life, then you're separated from heaven until the end of the time.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
But me personally, if I was given the option to have a moral life, I just have to wait till the end of time. Then I get a moral life if I live my immoral life good.
Would that not be hell?
Sounds like hell to me.
I think it could turn into hell after long enough. But you could also do a lot of good for the world, and you'd probably end up in a government facility locked up for most of your time. So it really depends.
If you found the Holy Grail, what would the moral thing to do be? Because I don't think drinking out of it is moral, and definitely giving it to like the government or other people and letting people have access to it is definitely not moral.
Think about it. You know the party games, spin the bottle, spin the grill, put some wine or something in it, drink it.
While you're spinning it, or
No, after it's spun, then you have to, whoever it points to has to drink from the Holy
oh,
Grail.
that sucks for you.
Now you have to live forever.
Is it moral to kill yourself if you can't die any other way?
I think the idea of the Holy Grail is you drink from it, you can't die. Even if you get shot, you have regenerative.
He's saying if that happened to you, would it be moral to shoot yourself? You know you won't die.
I think the intent is still there.
Or if the only way you could die was to kill yourself. Like, let's say you would actually die.
That's not moral.
Well, if you that's
go to
not
hell and
immortality.
that will be
No.
same thing.
If you're
That's
immortal,
like if you don't die except for unnatural causes, you die eventually. Then you'd eventually get in a car wreck.
no,
Something
you
like-
have to deliberately kill yourself in this fictional situation.
How would you find that
This
out?
would stretch beyond logic. You have to kill yourself.
How would you
now.
find that out? Well, no one else can kill me. I'm not gonna die from time. This must be the way.
Isn't that what happened in Groundhog Day? Except he didn't actually die.
That was a great
He
movie,
killed himself.
He killed himself many times.
and it didn't work. You think that guy was moral though? What was the first thing he did?
I don't remember that movie.
Okay.
He gathered a ton of information and then
About the
and
village.
then did some bad stuff with it.
Yes. Okay. So the Holy Grail is one conspiracy theory. Another one is the Knights Templar or the Knights of the Templar.
Knights Templar.
Knights Templar. So this theory is there's this group of knights, okay? They pretty much were running the world. They set up highway checkpoints and all this stuff. But eventually they were persecuted for their religion, I believe.
No, they were called heretics because they did something that pissed one of the kings off, and then the king got the Pope to be like, they're heretics, we don't want them. But recently, I think like the 1800s, they were acquitted of heresy.
Ooh.
What were you saying?
Because once the Freemasons came about, the Freemasons are believed to be the evolution,
Connected.
the modern version of the Knights Templar.
No.
Yes.
Knights Templar are Catholic and the Masons are not.
No, but it was that's a theory that the Knights Templar turned into the Freemasons.
Cap.
It's an idea though that people believe.
It's wrong.
Yeah, if the one was
Even-
Catholic and one isn't, it is wrong. But the Freemasons, that's what some people theorize, that the Knights Templar turned into the
What religion
Freemasons.
is the Freemasons? Does anyone know?
Freemason. It's its own religion.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure it's like Amish people.
I thought Freemasons was like a club you're in.
Yeah.
It was more similar to that in running.
It's a religion, definitely.
Cat. The Freemasons are not a religion.
Cat.
Bobby was wrong.
Alright.
So that's the idea that the Freemasons came from the Knights Templar. And then the idea is, since a whole bunch of the founding fathers were Freemasons, that's why America was so important to have the freedom of religion. I think part of it was probably also the logistics of there were a bunch of different colonies with different religions. But that is part of the theory there. That's why the USA is as it is today.
Yeah.
And the Illuminati comes in, and I'm not sure where that goes.
Did you know the birds are in fact not real?
I did not.
They're like cameras spying on us created by the government.
Sounds expensive.
It does. You know, the government has a lot of debt.
Birds have not been real for 20 years, Bobby.
20 years?
20 years.
Wouldn't you see a bird run out of batteries then?
No.
Why not?
Solar
Solar
powered.
power.
The one problem is if you shoot and kill a bird and you like pick it up, It's full of the same stuff we are.
Its next tech, though, bioengineering.
Interesting.
The cameras are very high tech.
So, is this all kinds of birds?
All birds.
So, like eagles?
All birds.
What about penguins?
All birds.
What
Not
about
penguins.
ostriches?
Not penguins.
They can't even fly.
In the U.S.
In the U.S.
Oh, so you go to like France? There's real birds.
Well, I'm not sure. Maybe not. It depends on what the French government's been doing with their birds. The U.S. all birds are fake. It's a theory.
Even chickens.
I don't know. Maybe chickens.
What do you
Probably.
eat then when you eat
People
chicken?
eat chickens. Bioengineering. It even tastes good.
It's only flying birds, probably.
What
Because
about
those are the
ducks?
effective ones.
Do you not eat duck?
How often do you eat duck, Bobby? Isn't duck a very expensive meat?
It's not very expensive.
But it's an expensive meat. You know why? There's not as many ducks.
There's some.
So not many.
I have another question.
Do you ever... Have you went and killed a duck and eaten it, Bobby?
So,
But
is
that's a bird. Spy.
the
Duck.
government constantly creating more, or do they reproduce?
I think they
Because they die.
They definitely reproduce.
Interesting.
Because it's the next level bioengineering tech it is. So, another thing is, are we all living in the Matrix?
Matrix.
The Matrix. Exactly like the movie, first off. Like, exactly
I
like
think
the movie.
that's an interesting theory, especially with VR being developed. So you're in a subconscious state in a what's the word? Not synthetic.
Pod.
Sure.
Being used for power.
In a
For
basically
the AI.
VR in your mind type world, and then you're using actual VR over that. So it's like 3 layers.
I think there's like the smallest chance that the actual Matrix movie's real. Right, Bobby?
I don't know if it'd be exactly like the
But
Matrix
very
movie,
similar.
but a simulation type world is definitely possible.
I think, yeah, that it's that we are a simulation. Maybe inside of a simulation. You never
Because
know.
one of the arguments that I strongly believe in terms of religion is all the miracles that happen, and that would explain that. That's the only other system that I found that would explain all the various miracles.
It'll be a simulation glitch.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
I think being a simulation, inside simulation, outside, whatever, being a simulation is a big possibility. Because you can't rule it out. You can't rule for it. But it's there. It's a possibility.
There's no concrete evidence.
Because we
that
could
it's
make
not.
our own simulation in probably 100 years. Under that, probably.
Not 100, give it 20 years.
Well, yeah, with all the advancements in VR and all that.
AI.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Crazy. Crazy world we live in.
Yeah.
Crazy simulation we live in, I guess.
I mean, yeah.
Oh. Well, some other great conspiracy theories are like Bigfoot, who's probably just a bear. Sasquatch, who's just Bigfoot.
It was just Bigfoot.
And the Yeti, who's a polar bear. Now, what about the Yeti in Plants vs. Zombies?
Well, that's actually a zombie.
Mm.
In a Yeti suit.
Interesting.
Or is it a polar bear zombie?
Ooh, it has a zombie face, though. So. Have you never played PvZ?
Many years ago.
Same. So,
Yesterday.
in conclusion, this is all just a conspiracy theory. None of this garbage is probably real. Goodbye!